I'm not gonna lie, when I was a teenager, me and my mom used to argue and fight a lot. Mainly because I was a little brat. Bye mom, I'm going out, bye. She'd be like, where you going? You ain't going nowhere. The audacity, to just walk out. Like, do you pay the bills in the house? It got so bad that one day I literally jumped out of the window with my friend. I feel like when you get older and wiser and when you live on your own, you start to basically appreciate all the things that your mum did for you. That she would wake up extra early to make sure she cooked me a hot dinner. So when I came back from school and she was at work, she would always make sure that there's a hot dinner for me. She would always make sure I was good, roof over my head, I had a bed to sleep on. She was willing to do all the sacrifices to make sure I had a better life.
We love Benny McCauley. Hello, cutie.
Hey y'all, what's good? It's your girl Fats. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. I hope you guys are having a blessed weekend. Today's video is going to be about my relationship with my mother. Okay, this is probably an unexpected video because a few years ago I would have not made this video, but let's just jump right into the video. I'm not gonna lie, when I was a teenager, me and my mom used to argue and fight a lot. Mainly because I was a little brat. Y'all probably thinking, oh, it's because you're the only child, you were spoiled, you were a spoiled brat. No, it wasn't that. I was never spoiled. Being spoiled means like you get whatever you want, okay? And I was fighting to get whatever I want, okay? When I was a kid, my mom always said that I was a quiet child. Up until I turned 12, 13. That's when the shenanigans started. That's when I started being a little brat. I come from an educational family background. Like, majority of my family members, they all have degrees, masters, PhDs. So, education is very key in our family. And my mom, she wanted to make sure that I finished school. She wanted to make sure that I finished sixth form. She wanted to make sure that, I finished uni, and she wanted to make sure that I graduated in university. She wanted to make sure that I got a degree. Like, that's what she was fighting for. But when you're a teenager, that doesn't really come into your mind. Like, you're too busy trying to have a childhood. You want to have fun. Like, that's what's in your mind when you're a teenager. And with my mom, she wanted me to do all of that, and I finally got that. But you know what it is, like, mainly most of our fights and arguments were, I just wanted to go out. If I saw something that I wanted her to buy it for me. But because my mom was a single mom, for a little while as well, so I think that was part of the reason as well. I was probably stressing her out because I wanted to go out with my friends. I wanted to go out there, have fun, go up city, do shopping, just run around and do the most. But I realized that she just wanted the best for me, and she just wanted me to just basically not go off the rails and be a good kid, innit? But for me, I just wanted to go out, have fun, and it was a bit hard. Like, most of our arguments was like, I just wanted to go out. Like, I couldn't just go out in peace. Like, bye mom, I'm going out, bye. She'd be like, where you going? You ain't going nowhere. The audacity, to just walk out. Like, do you pay the bills in the house? One of the things I used to say to try and get her mad was, I can't wait to leave this house when I'm 16 and move out of my own place. And Mom like, you want to move out of your own place, yeah? You want to move out of your own place? You will see. You'll see. And you know what? It is not easy, okay? Nobody said that living on your own and being an adult was easy, because it ain't easy. It got so bad that one day I literally jumped out of the window with my friend. I just wanted to go out, and my mom wouldn't let me run around and go out, like just like easy. Like, if I wanted to go out, she had to know, as a mother, she had to know where I was going, what time I was coming back. But it wasn't like you know how like people be like they would go out and play after school like with their friends. Like it wasn't like that. Like if I wanted to go to the cinema, yeah, on occasion, someone's birthday, or you know, if I was going out like shopping like occasionally, but me just going out after school, like just running around, like no, it was just never in the books. Because like, you know, it was like, and you know what, I had every opportunity to just go out and run around after school because my mum was literally at work most of the time. Like when she was on her late shift, like she was literally like not at home, so I could have just gone out, but I was too scared in it. And I didn't want to go out without my mum's permission but then there were times where I just had to, because I was like, no, you're literally trying to suffocate me in here and I just want to get out of the house. One of the things that we used to argue about is money, because every time when I wanted to go out with my friend, like obviously I had to get money from my mum because I didn't have money of my own. So then when I, you know, tried to get money off my mum, it was always an issue as well. Like, oh, you know, one of them ones when you want to go out and then you ask your mum for money because you don't have money of your own. They don't want to give it to you, and then they say they have no money, but they really do have the money, and I'm like, just give me the money, let me go out. But it was always an argument. I think me and my mum's relationship started getting better right after I finished uni, because I ended up staying in Birmingham. I moved away from home. I decided to get a place of my own, and I feel like that's when our relationship started getting better. You know, we actually have a mother and daughter relationship. You know, we actually have conversations, we actually have days out, Eid, Mother's Day, you know, and we actually have conversations, because before we couldn't have conversations because we were always fighting, and I would say I was being a brat. But I feel like when you get older and wiser, and when you live on your own, you start to basically appreciate all the things that your mum did for you. When she was on the late shift for work, she would always make sure that she would wake up extra early to make sure she cooked me a hot dinner. So when I came back from school and she was at work, she would always make sure that there's a hot dinner for me. She would always make sure I was good, roof over my head, I had a bed to sleep on, clothes, everything. And you know, there's kids out there that don't even have any of that, and that's one of the things that we should all be grateful for. That's one of the things that we should be grateful for, you know, our parents, especially our mothers, you know, making sure that we always had a roof over our head, food on the table, clothes to wear, you know, and I'm very much grateful for that. And like, even when I was at uni and I was living in a student accommodation, my mum put in extra hours, extra night shifts at work to make sure she had cash for rent every month, because I didn't pay for rent, you know, I didn't have a job at the time, and I had student finance, but it literally wasn't enough, as student finance would say. Like, I had a high household income, so my mum had to put in the extra hours, the extra night shifts at work to make sure she got extra cash so she could pay for my rent at my student accommodation, because my student finance literally wasn't a lot. And I will always be appreciative for that, because you know, there are people out there, there were students out there that were literally living off noodles and hustling every day at work while studying to make sure that they paid their rent. So I will always be grateful for that. And you know, just teaching me life lessons, teaching me things that, you know, when I was younger I didn't really have knowledge of, but now as I'm getting older and wiser and I'm seeing the real world and what it's like, I can understand most of the things that my mom taught me, and she made me realize a lot. Like, even when it comes to the real world and the adult life, you know, even when I decided to move away and continue to live in Birmingham and get my own place, a lot of things my mom told me that I would experience at work, now I can see it because she experienced it at work, and now I've experienced it at work and at my previous jobs. Like, I see it now, so I will always be grateful for that. You know, another thing that I will always be grateful for my mom is back when I was living in Saudi Arabia. For those who don't know, my mom's a nurse, but back when I was living in Saudi Arabia, my mom was actually a midwife, and My mum left her job as a midwife to come here to make sure that she secured my future. Not because I didn't have good education in Saudi, I definitely did, but the international school fees are not a joke. Like, my mum might have had a high salary in Saudi as a midwife, but the international school fees are a lot of money as well. So my mum sacrificed her job, left her job to come here to make sure I basically went to uni and I got a degree. And I will always be thankful for that, because if it wasn't for my mum, I wouldn't be who I am today. I will always be grateful for what my mum did, because she was willing to do all the sacrifices to make sure I had a better life. All the things that she did, I will definitely pass it on to my future kids. I do have a busy schedule, and you know, I live in Birmingham, but I always try my best to make sure I make time for my parents, especially my mum. They're not going to be here forever, so we're always going to make sure that we make time for our family, for our loved ones, especially our mums. Would I consider moving back home? No, because I feel like me living in Birmingham, the distance has definitely helped our mother and daughter relationship, because now we talk more, we actually have actual conversations. It might not be the closest relationship, but we actually have a mother and daughter relationship. And I feel like it's because of the distance. Because I'm not gonna lie, like, when I go back home for the holidays, like, my parents be spoiling me, especially my mom. Like, my mom be spoiling me. So I'm just gonna keep it that way and live in Birmingham, because when I go back home, I'm literally spoiled. And like, they just miss me too much. I just couldn't live back home. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it to myself. Like, I remember, yeah, my mom used to say to me as well, yeah, every time when me and her used to get into arguments, my mom would be like, listen, if you can't obey my rules, you can leave my house. Okay, you can go and leave my house. She always used to say it to me, and then I used to throw it back to her, fine then, I'm gonna go get my own place when I'm 16, I'm gonna get... Oh, yeah. Anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys on my next video.